Alright, Malformed Gaming on YouTube sent me this clip, and another that I'm going to be doing a little commentary on. I'm grateful for him for sending this material, so let's get to it. So it starts part within the game, there's 10 squads left, he's looting.
Lifeline,
I like that he calls out the ult accelerant for Lifeline. He doesn't know the status of his full inventory, so he's checking some things he doesn't need, but that's not that big of a problem. I would say though, going back, it is faster in these types of situations to, I'm just going back here a bit, to keep up a running speed and open up multiple containers at once. That way, because they have an opening time, they're not free loot piles. So you have to wait while it opens before you can actually see what's inside. If you keep up a sprint, you can open several in a row and then go back to see what they were. And the only reason to not do that is if you fear somebody contesting your loot, either because of a hot drop or you don't trust your teammates. Interestingly, here I would actually ping the I'd ping the sniper rifle on the ground there, because it's the, changes gameplay, and I'm personally think it's better to have a sniper than double close range weapon. I would have switched out the prowler, but that's more style. That's not really a gameplay critique. And he's well equipped here, although he doesn't even this late have a select fire. He probably hasn't found one, or hasn't told his teammates he was looking for one. So that even more so is a reason I'd say to switch to the sniper. Showing that bunker has been looted, that's correct. It's not surprising, but it's good to know. If you do a jump right after you go to the edge, you can get a little more distance, but that was fine. Someone's been here too. The pinging system on console is a bit slower than on... Yeah, okay, this is a good switch. I like that. Because he didn't have select fire. So the shot's close, up the hill.
Run away, fall back, I'll cover you.
He's keeping his weapon out to cover. This is good. Good call for his teammate to get out. Beautiful damage there, of course. That was lovely. Partly because the enemy jumped. This is a great example of, so there's only 2 people here, but let's take a look at this. The enemy here, he comes up, there's no cover. He could have come from the further to the edge and used the boulder as cover, though he doesn't know that Malformed here is coming up to cover his teammate, but you should never assume someone's alone. So here he has no cover and goes instantly down because he's too greedy for blood. The enemy is too greedy for blood. But yeah, very nice. R99 is really powerful at that range. Such high DPS. Gets upgraded armor. Yep. A few other odds and ends. Alright, so here I want to take a look at his inventory because it came up here. Right now. This is fine. I would personally tend to switch out one of these stacks of syringes for shield batteries or more medkits. Right here. Unless he feels like his teammates need them. Because syringes are slow. Ooh, that's nice. Good barrels are hard to come by and make a huge difference in this game. The gold especially. For the R99 especially.
They destroy everybody. They destroy shields completely.
I totally agree that arc stars are great. They destroy shields completely. The way that they arc allows you to get them around cover that can be hard to throw another type of grenade around. By far the best gun in the game. Best throwable in the game. Yeah, okay, I approve of this. Arc stars over the syringe is definitely correct. The batteries would also be worthwhile, but I think he's totally right to have arc stars. It's a common noob mistake to have a lot of healing items in your inventory and not enough throwables, and then die with a lot of unused healing items, because no enemy is going to just sit there and let you continually heal. That golden barrel is huge.
The Bangalore needs to heal.
Yeah, he's calling his teammate to do a little bit of healing. Ping the carbine. Perfect. Also, this game was played on PS4, so some of the inputs and control issues are going to be different from a PC. In particular, it's harder to be as quick and accurate. Using the cover from the ramp. Really like this.
I know.
Listening to his teammates. I like how his teammates are not spam pinging.
Here it comes.
He's trying to get his teammate's body through the portal, it looks like.
Portal.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. Into cover. Where it'll be dangerous for the enemy to come through, and they won't be unheard. I like this a lot.
One.
So there was a phoenix on the body that they killed earlier, which nobody took. Here, when you get up from being down is one of the good times to use a phoenix. They reveal they have a sniper. Also, that means they see another squad. So going in like this is really dangerous. Yeah, calling careful to the bang is correct. There are 2 squads here. One's across the river still. All right, bang got one down. Very nice for them. Crouching there does not help him. It does not help this this bloodhound here. Crouching, it helps him use this cover from now, but when he sees TheGoreMagala, I might be butchering that pronunciation, is coming around, he shouldn't be crouched anymore. He should stand. He should go behind the edge of the supply bin, perhaps. Although he is fearful of the shots from across the river. You see, one was right here, actually, right? Oh, they could have been. I'm not sure if it's from the bang or at the bang. Nice. There's still another squad across the river, I'm pretty sure. Unless I'm misunderstanding here. Really nice damage, though, of course. Good. Yep, yeah, that squad is there across the river.
That's fine.
Calling to get out is good. It's unfortunate that they'll sacrifice all these bodies. Not so much for themselves, because they're well looted. But because they want to res their teammate. And...
We can't afford this.
Yep, they're coming on the zip line. I liked that call, that ping. He should have called specifically that they took the zip line, I think, but nice.
One's about to die.
Yep, calling who's low. You want to call by which character? He said one's about to die, but you really want to call that I think it's the Bloodhound here. But is it even a Bloodhound? With this res, it's a little hard for me to tell. Pathfinder, maybe? No. I can't see it well enough right now. Sorry. Standing on top of this box does leave him open to the one across the river. He nearly took a headshot from that, although the enemy missed. One on the roof and one pushing on the ground.
I killed one.
So one of them is healing, one of them is down, one of them's up firing.
One is dead. One's there. Oh, there's another squad.
Yep. So anytime there's fighting for a long time in one spot, and with the map this small, you can see. I mean, you could estimate the size of the circle here. Third ring coming. Yeah, you need to expect that third parties are coming, because they fought the first squad, you know, what, like 4 minutes ago, and there's been on and off fighting the whole time. Really nice damage, of course. Really nice, good control. Although that's because of the golden barrel as much as anything else.
This is our teammate.
Good of him to call the teammate so that the ally doesn't loot them mistakenly. But it's unclear whether they'll be able to res them.
Yeah, no, I hear you, teammate. I hear you.
Yeah. There's also an extra actual med kit on the body up the hill. So the looting here was a little slow, but that's part of a function of PS4 playing on console. It's much faster to spam through looting with the PC. Yeah, with the circle this small, and actually this is a good spot to take a look at this map here. With the circle this small, it's going to be very hard to res someone without getting punished. So you could wait until you hear fighting, or you can just expect the fighting's going to come. But it is still right probably to go for the res. It's just going to be difficult. Yeah, he's not going to be able to get his items. But it's more than nothing to have a third teammate. Should insert a few more slides, and if you zigzag a little, I think you reach top speed faster because just of how the engine calculates speed. So if he very slightly zigzags and inserts a few more slides, you can get some distance here. Here, like right here. So he calls, you can hear fighting on the other side of caves. He wants to go through the cave, that's fine. Here you can jump and then slide, landing on the far side of this rock. When you slide from the air onto a ledge, you gain speed. And so inserting as many of those as you can while you're traveling just makes you faster. And I apologize, there's some white noise in the original video. Hopefully it's not coming too strongly, but... So 2 squads are fighting, there are 5 squads left. One of the squads is the current squad that we're watching from. So that means there are 2 unaccounted for squads. Saving portal for when he respawns is a good move. Yeah, good call. It's possible it's better to switch to fists out to run faster there, but that's kind of arguable at this stage of the game especially. where you never know when you're really going to get ambushed.
I'm gonna head to market.
Again here, slide off the ledge. Oh, he kind of does it. Yep, yeah, he jumped. He got the speed and then jumped from it. That was good.
Oh, enemies. They're in market right now.
So one of the squads is here. Could have been one of the squads I was already fighting earlier, but there are still 5 squads left, so it's not necessarily clear these are the same 2 squads fighting.
There's a Mastiff.
Mastiff is... Yes, good call, and exactly what I was going to say.
Teammate, there's a Mastiff here.
Care package weapons are really good to give to teammates because they don't have time to loot ammo, but a care package weapon comes with all the ammo it can use anyways. So, great call.
At least it's a legendary gun. Make sure to aim down sights with it when you shoot.
Arc Star out is a good way to initiate. I like that.
Oh, there's 2.
There we go. Nice aerial control. That was really good. But again, I don't... My analysis, I don't want to be just about like hollow LOAO. You had great accuracy, and so you got those guys. Although this guy's had quite good accuracy. Really nice there. You can tell this is an enemy bang ult because otherwise you wouldn't be warned about it, I think. Yeah, and he did take a little bit of damage, but not much. Since he's stationary by rezzing during the stun effect, the shell shock effect, it kind of doesn't matter.
Oh, enemy.
So he got the warning from his passive there.
I know, I saw him.
I
know, I saw him. There's not much I could do.
He came inside market.
I'm coming.
Alright, the Bang who just got res, got killed before he could fully heal. Makes sense. There are still other squads here though. Yep. The golden X1 is great when dealing with Bangalore smoke, for obvious reasons. That Void Run was a little confused, but he didn't get punished for it. The punish would be from not being able to take out a weapon for a beat until afterwards. Again, oh, and he does have a Phoenix, I think. Did he have a Phoenix here? Let's go back and see that for a second. It shows, yeah, he does have 1 Phoenix, so it's possible he should have popped that instead. But popping battery is faster, so I do kind of like that. Although, you know, if you have the time, the Phoenix frees up an inventory slot. Not that inventory slot matters with only 2 enemy squads remaining. So this is fine. This is a good play. Popping, you can't really go wrong with popping battery first when trying to heal.
I can't pick you guys up.
Yeah, there's no way you can respawn and protect people alone like this. That was a little odd. He bounced off of something above him, I think. So he's trying to get an advanced position in circle. 1 versus the world. Although it's unclear that the other squads are full. They may not be. They could easily be damaged squads. Because we heard several groups fighting earlier. I'm going to get that mouse out of the way for now. Wow, and it's coming directly to his hut. A little awkward with that portal. Okay, enemy sees him, so he's going to try to play games. I think there's... I want to go back here for a second now. We're at the start of his portal. Right here. So he kind of got stuck on that, but if you jump slide off of the ledge on the... off of the fence on the ledge here, he'll gain some speed. And then you'll have enough distance to make it to, like, readily to within this non-watered ground. And since water slows you down, doing a skid on the water and then a jump towards the ramp will save you some time. Enemy in there, presumably. I don't think that was the Wraith opening that door. I think that was a bad guy. I might have misunderstood that situation, though. You gotta be careful here, because there's a lot of angles I can see into your building, and that portal is visible through the gate, through the doorway, though not through these windows. It's kind of hard to cover everything, but and he knows there was fighting from market, so it's not unlikely that someone would see him through the uphill windows. I think you just saw someone outside sliding down the slope. Maybe it was a visual artifact though. Oh yeah, I think is that someone on the ledge here? Yeah, that is a player, I think. And I think he might be close enough to hear the Wraith portal. Yeah. He might not be quite close enough to hear the Wraith portal. Yeah. So one of the teams knows he's in here. This noise that the enemy team is making by nading his house and shooting from the high ground will be drawing the other squad too. So when you're stuck, especially one versus the world, but even if you've got your full squad up, by having other people make noise, drawing the fight to them, it can give you an opportunity. Now I think also because there's this relatively long range of this fight, he had the right weapon out there. You don't want R99 at that range, but he could have temporarily switched on the golden scope if you'd wanted. That's harder to do quickly on console, though. A lot harder to do quickly. But if you right-click on any attachment, if your other weapon is able to hold it, it will try to switch attachments. So sometimes if you only have one barrel, or if you have other attachments that are very different from each other in terms of quality, micromanaging that can be worth it. Golden barrel is so good. Yeah. Coming upstairs like that at that angle is very dangerous because you're so able to be headshot against someone who has cover against you right here. Like, they're coming up the stairs. Our player here, TheGoreMagala, has pretty good cover, not great cover. Obviously, they can see him from below, and you can have chances to shoot up at him. Maybe the best move is to try to throw a nade to bounce over to clear this area near the back of the stairwell. But by running up and not checking both directions, starting off with a headshot makes this much more dangerous. And the Bloodhound was very slow to respond. You should come up the stairwell backwards once you peek the top part and know there's no one near the front of it. And that's true for most stairwells. Yep, I like using the door as cover there. One thing you can do with the open door is to easily get on the roof. Although with this building, you can climb up to the roof without the door assist. Very nice. People are a little less nimble, I think, at changing direction while they kite on console, perhaps. Like for the enemies here, I think the enemies were had more difficulty playing tricky games to make it harder to shoot them while they found good angles. Using the X1 to check the smoke is good, although you heard no footsteps, so yeah, you knew they weren't going to be on the top floor anyways just yet.
30 seconds.
Alright, that was a little silly of the enemy. You really don't want to assume that people can't see you in smoke at this stage of the game. X1 golden, or it's not a great spot for the golden sniper scope, but even the golden sniper scope can reveal you. And they made footsteps on the floor earlier, so by not finishing that opponent and leaving him down, they actually sort of act like bait. And in fact, we just heard the res sound, I believe. So the bait was successful. Did he? Let me go back. Did he finish this guy? Let me make sure I'm not just talking bogus. Yeah, he leaves the guy there. So that downed lifeline acts as bait. You hear the water footstep below him right there. And then the res down starting shortly after. Because you know that the lifeline started on the top floor and you heard the water footstep, it means that the res isn't happening in the first floor of the building. You know that lifeline probably crawled off the balcony. So she's going to be outside this door. And again, that's where we hear the water from right now. They're coming around the backside from that. Alright, now he knows the lifeline's low. And possibly a damaged squad already. And boom. Game win. Very nicely played. I think the spot he hid on the second floor of the building while waiting. Let me find that part of the game here. No, considerably later than here. His teammate disconnected, notably. Like, don't disconnect, man. Situations like this. I guess that's just personal taste. They weren't going to get rezzed, but you can still get the victory. Here, he sees the guys up there, and the spot he chooses to hide is up at the top of the stairs over here. I recommend the spot closer to the doorway. Not this doorway, but over here. There are fewer spots into the building that can see you if you're needing to hide there. They should have seen where he is by now. They may not have, but they should have. They had the ability to. Alright, well anyways, that was a really nice win against, like, uphill battle, basically. I don't know if it was 1v4 or 1v5 exactly. The first squad might have been full. The second squad was definitely partially damaged because I only had the lifeline and the Bangalore. Well played.